Good evening and welcome. Lovely to see you tonight. I'm sure there will be someone to see. I said that on Friday and I wasn't actually seeing anybody. I was doing a YouTube video. So today I have a really exciting parcel to arrive this week. We had a new demo pre-order of some new things that are coming in the spring-summer catalogue, and sadly mine was in one of the parcels in the container that was, there we go, that's telling me I'm live. Mine was in one of the containers that got hung up. It was just one in a container with multiple orders from different companies, and one parcel didn't have its paperwork for customs, so all of them got sent back to Germany. So we had to wait over 3 weeks for the last container of orders. So hey, I now have it in my hands. Didn't get to play with it till this afternoon, but hey, we're there and I'm going to share it with you tonight. So it's telling me I'm connected to YouTube and to Facebook, so I'm sure I'll have some people join me shortly. So let me get you down onto the table, and there you go. Okay, so you might have seen other demos around the other markets actually showcasing theirs, but this is a new product collection, a suite collection, and it's called Fitting Florets. Now, these are the gorgeous colours. This is just the print from the computer of it, so it gives you a little bit of a sneak peek there. There we go. Some lovely colours there. It's much better in real life, and I'm going to go through it all with you. Okay, so let's pop that to one side for now. Hi, Carol. Lovely to see you. The Fitting Florets. So I don't know if you've got that yet, but I'm going to go through in little bits at a time. I'm going to show you the colour collection, the colour palette. Hi, Claire. Nice you could join us. Sorry. So here are the colour collection. Okay, if you haven't seen this already, a lot of the UK orders were all in that container that I mentioned. So a lot of us had to wait until now to get it from the 4th of October. If you've not ordered it yet, Carol, you are behind the times. I'm so glad I ordered it on the first day. It is beautiful, absolutely stunning. So I'm going to show you, these are the colours. So we have Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, Night of Navy, Balmy Blue, Polished Pink, Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, and of course the basic white. Hi Angela, good to see you too. So they are my colours. I'm going to move those out of the way. I think they're out of the way of the camera. Let's put them somewhere else. So that's over there. Now the papers. The papers are the bee's knees. But I have to tell you that, let's just change the order a little bit. Let's go back a bit. Let's going to do it in this order. Not that one, this one. These are the stamp set. I'm going to zoom you in a bit so you can't see me much there, can you? I'm going to zoom you right in. Okay, there we go. So the framed florets, okay, these are a beautiful stamp set. Look at the fonts on there. Hopefully I'll hold it up a little bit. You can see those fonts. It's a nice script. It's a really nice, penned image. Really love it. This one has a die. The flowers have a die. This one certainly has a die. I think the leaf does. I'm not sure about the others. I've not played with the stamps yet. Not at all. I've not inked them up at all. Just played with the papers. So framed florets. So this is the 13-piece stamp set. And then inside we have, I have taken them all off. I've put them inside my case and matched them all up nicely. And then in here we have the framed florets dies. Now, framed florets stamps, framed florets dies. This is one of the big things. Hi, Susie. This is one of the big things with this set. They've actually listened to us and they realised that we want the stamp set and the dies to actually be called the same thing. So I'll get rid of that in there. I have mounted them onto my magnets today. So these are the beautiful dies. Lay them inside there, just like so. In fact, let's take that away. It looks a bit messy. So here are the dies. So these ovals, I've just cut several out just to be able to show you different aspects. But some of the other ones are obviously to die cut the stamps. So this is that little bow I was telling you about. Now I can see this working really nicely for wreaths or even on the ovals. That could be a lovely little decoration or part, if that part way round a circle, an oval, sorry, like so. Could be some lovely decorations done with that. So there you can just see all three of those together. So these ones have got, this is a nice shape. I'm going to go through those in a minute with you. The other ones, like I say, the stamped ones I haven't played with yet, but I've die cut some of all of these so you can see them. Okay, and I'll walk you through side by side with those. So that's this set. So I'll come back to the actual samples in a minute. I'm going to just pop those up there out of the way. And then, excuse me, we have the 12-inch papers. So the 12-inch papers are only going to be around from, customers can order these from the 1st of November. Okay, so this is going to be a pre-order from the Spring Summer Catalogue, the stamps and the dies. And there are some extra pieces that are only limited supplies while stocks last. So these beautiful papers I'm looking at here, they're all double-sided, of course. So we've got 3 lighter ones and 3 darker ones. So this one here is I think the best one. These 2 are the best in the house for me. They're very similar colour palette, obviously. Little flowers and bigger flowers. Now, if I go back to my dies, I can tell you that this die here, let me just scrunch them all up together so you're not too distracted. Okay, this die here will actually cut 2 of the flowers on here. I was led to believe it was only 1, but actually you get the same image in 2 different colours. So can you see where that die there is now lining up perfectly on that stamp set? So this one here will die cut, but also the dark pink down here will line up as well. Okay, so there's actually 2 of those. Now I've cut roughly half the page. I didn't want to cut it straight up the middle because I'd cut a lot of the flowers in half. So what I've done is taken off some of these ones to put in a packet and cut some up, and this one just to leave you to see how they actually look. Okay, so that is several of these. There's a pink one there, a crimson, a polished pink one there, another pale pink one there. Okay, so there's several images and there's lots more on the other part of the set as well. So if I pop that one over there, I need to show you, without losing the die, pop that back on there. I need to show you the fronts and the backs. So this is the front and then this is the back. So the balmy blue and the white, so they go nicely together. Okay, so all these blues in there, they're Stampin' Up's coordination, as always, matching together nicely. So those ones, mostly, the rest of those are going to be fussy cut. So that one's out of the way. This one is a balmy blue and the soft succulent and the evening evergreen. Oh yeah, and some navy in there as well. And then this one's the check on the back. So you've kind of got those 2 going together. Again, look at that coordination, absolutely stunning. And this has got a bit of a smokiness about it. It's a bit sort of like hazy. Quite like that one. This one is gorgeous. It's going to have those card colours that I showed you. If I mix and match with them just to show you how they're going to work. I have got a card to make as well, but I want to walk you through the set because it's the first time you'll have seen it with me. Now that's how the coordination works. It's polished pink and night of navy. And then the balmy blue, of course. Got balmy blue in there as well. Okay, so that would just work lovely. And then on the back, we have a lot more of the pink. This is the one I'm using tonight, this paper. Okay, having said how wonderful those flowers are, I'm holding off today. I'm doing a little bit of it. So this one is one of the other ones. You've got a bit of the, this is kind of like a white berries, blueberries. It's quite strange. The next one I'm coming to, you will see that you can actually colour those berries in and make it look more like holly. And this is the soft succulent on the back, and it's got the little leafy images. Okay, so this is the one that I've seen other demos colouring these berries in as red and making some beautiful Christmas cards with this one. It's called kind of multi-seasonal really. And then on the back we have the blushing bride little flowers and leaves. Okay, so that's that one. And last but not least, we have this gorgeous one that's got, I think, every colour in the colour palette in this paper. It's beautiful. It's a smaller print, and then on the back we have the mixed ones here. That's actually the balmy blue and evening evergreen. So, but the papers will only be around while stocks last. So they are limited edition. They would not be hanging over into the new catalogue. And there's another edition as well. This one here, the framed and festive. This is a Christmas set that works brilliantly with the ovals as well. So this will be coming out. This is a rubber one. The others are polymer, you've already seen. But the font on here again, they're just all gorgeous. I love them. And I love like this one, Little Merry Christmas. I love little greetings. So this is really pretty as well. So we'll pop that out of the way because we're not using Christmas tonight. Okay, so I think that's it. There are some gems, but at the time I ordered mine, the gold little round swirls. And at the time I ordered, they weren't in the warehouse, so we couldn't order those ones. So we did have to have a little bit of a wait for those. But I think they could be available now, actually. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring over my container here, because I've prepped several pieces to walk you through how they work. So, get the little packets out of the way. These like so, and I think I might bring this over. Might be easier to see on a plain surface rather than the black. Okay, get that out of the way. So these are the ovals. So this one is going to cut out 2 more layers inside. It's actually going to cut one of these. That's the right way up. That one. Let me just match these up again. No, that's a separate one. This one is going to cut that one out. Okay, so that's one combination on its own. Okay, let's move those over there. So if I put a different one inside, you'll be able to see the differences, like so. Doesn't look as good, but hey, you'll see what I mean by those. So that's that one. This one was a standalone die, but it also cuts out the smaller oval here. Okay, let's do the same, swap them over. So you've got the inner one from here. These all stack, by the way. So these 2 ovals, you could have the 2 ovals together. Okay, so if you bring that little one in, you could have the little one balancing on the larger one. Okay, are you keeping up with me? So that's one combination. And then you have some of these. You have, that needs a piece of white behind that. Let me just grab a piece of white card. This one is purely just cuts the hearts out. So that is like, I've cut these to the layer, the size of a layer of my card. So it's literally just going to cut those out. So that's this big die here. When I first saw it, I thought it was going to cut the inner one out, but it doesn't. It's just adding that decorative layer. And of course, you're going to make yourself an awful lot of confetti. So the hearts that are on here, I'm going to be using this tonight. So the hearts that are on there like so, that is literally, the idea is to cut it from your background. And then you have these other layers that you can put on here, and in different colours, coordinating layers, you can actually stack those up. So that's kind of what we're going to do tonight, but I wanted you to see how different they were. So that one can go back away. That was a scrap just to sit there. And then you have this, you have those ones. We've done a couple of those ones. So it just shows you in the different colours. That stands out more in the white actually. So that's one of the layers. And then these are the big ovals and the smaller ovals. Okay, and they all mount up. And then this one in there. So it's just a case of playing, having lots of different colours. I just had a few colours out today before I was just planning what I was going to do for you tonight. But that just gives you a little bit of a starter on those. And if I put some of the dies away, put them in there, and then I go back to the little baggies, I have cut some of these images out as well. So take one out of each packet. There might be a white in each. So they show up nicer on the white. So I'm just doing this just for the purposes of showing you the different patterns. So these are dies. I can see these being used for the leaves really nicely. I have cut some the white ones, but I've got the green and the navy in there as well. And that's just a spare bag. What's the other one? And these ones, last but not least, I have in here, I have the bags of confetti. So these are little tiny little Ziplocs I've had for a long while. So this is all the little mini hearts that you catch out of that die. Now it's a good idea to keep those and have some sort of mechanism of saving them because you'll be able to use those for shaker cards. And believe me, I will be showing you some shaker cards over the next few weeks, I'm sure. So having prepped some of those pieces for you, I'm going to take myself a note card. You know I love my note cards. So one of the things I wanted to prove was, would this go on this, with this size die go on here? This is the only one that won't fit. Okay, it's just that little bit too big, but it looks gorgeous on full-size cards. Okay, so I'll take that one away. And then remember those hearts. I have cut a piece of this card to the size of my note card. okay, which is 3.5 by 5 inches, or 12.7 by 8.9. A bit of a funny measurements, but if you're a centimetres girl like me, it kind of like, you know, you're okay with that. So I'm just going to bring you in so you can get a bit closer. Yeah, and out of the shadow, there we go. So 3.5 by 5 inches is the easiest way to remember that. So remember those dies with the colours. This is the beautiful piece of paper I wanted to share with you. So these are the pinks and the blues on here. So I've cut out this die. Okay, so I've gone for the inner and the, so that's just this one here. This one is actually cutting that inner edge and the outer edge, and it's giving you that little textured line in the middle. Okay, so I've cut all of those out of one layer. Now we're going to be using 2 of those tonight. This middle layer is going to be surplus, and then this one here I'll just save for another project. So how I'm going to use this tonight, I'm going to set that aside and take my Tombow. I'm going to pop this, I've cut this panel slightly smaller than what my piece of card was. So that on its own there, as a layer, would look really gorgeous because those colours match so well. You could pop that on there. Even if you left a little border, you could have that little bit of white showing, or having the blue, then a white layer. You could have that looking like so. But we actually want to see this layer. I want to see all those little pink hearts coming through. Okay, so that's where I'm going at the moment. I'm going to turn this upside down because I want to adhere this onto this card. I don't want to cover up where the hearts are, obviously, so I'm just going to drizzle around the outside edge. Okay, down there and along. And I'll just put a few little dots just on these inner pieces. Okay, and then we will turn this over and I'll place it. It's just got a smaller border. Just cut it slightly smaller, and that should be fine. And hopefully none of that glue has gone through to show on the right hand side. Oh, we have got a few bits, look. I thought I was being nice and close to the edge, but that's fine. We can actually just dab that where it's just gone on. There. Okay, it's a little bit more than I thought. That should have worked well. I think it's because it's cut out the hole from the middle. It's hard to judge where that was going to actually go to. So that's that one. And this is going to fill the whole of my note card. I'm just checking in to make sure there's somebody still there because the screen looks as the comments look like they've frozen. Just want to make sure that they're still connected okay. If you're still there, Susie, pop me a little message on there. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this into the corner. So this is filling the whole of this. So this is now making my note card a blue layer. Okay, clean piece of kitchen paper. Just press that down nicely. Okay, so there's my card so far. Now the next ones, I'm going to add an oval here. We're going to put a greeting in, and we're going to have this oval coming around the middle there. Hi, you're still there. That's good. I just thought it was strange because the comments seem to have frozen a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually take this and I'm going to stamp my greeting on here, and I'm going to mount this up 3D. Now the question is, do I want just the little bit of pink showing like that? I think I'm going to stick those two together, and then the whole thing I will put on 3D. So the first thing we need to do then is to get our sentiment. So where did I hide them? They're in there. So I've got to pick a greeting because of the hearts being vertical. It's got to go in the portrait, not landscape mode. So if it is a landscape, I would have used the thank you card. But I think I'm going to have to stick to the birthday one. So let's ink these for the first time. Look, a brand new set. You are the first to see me using this. Okay, I might have prepped some pieces beforehand, but I haven't actually used them yet. Okay, so get that one on there. Okay, so we have Night of Navy ink pad here. Just thinking that I want to keep it in the same kind of colour hues. Okay, we've got quite a bit of pink there, so I didn't want to go with the pink. And because I don't want to have to cut this again, I'm just going to test this brand new stamp. I like to test on a piece of card first. So I will stamp it on here. It can always be cut and used on another one if it's a good image. There we go. Beautiful. Love it. Look at that. Okay, so pop that over there for something else. Now, because of my next piece, I'm going to just cut forward a little bit and show you some of the fussy cut pieces. So remember that other half a sheet, put that to one side. The other half a sheet of my papers for fussy cutting. I've got some in here. Just take that out of your way. I've just slid them in here because to be able to fussy cut the images I needed, I had a little packet with them in and I don't know where they've gone. They've flown away. They were here with everything and now I can't find them. Anyway, I had a whole packet of these were little ones that are die cut. Okay, so this is my die cut piece. Okay, so the two colours, remember, they did the blushing bright and the polished pink. So we're going to use that one tonight, but I was wondering if one of these might work nicely as well. I might do some more leaves or something. So when I'm checking where this stamp is going to go on my sentiment here, I like to go off centre sometimes to one side, depending on which flowers I'm going to use. They seem to look upwards to me, so I think I might come slightly to the left. So let's take that all out of the way. If we wanted to use some of these, we could. We'll just lay those over there so they're visible. And ink this up again. Just put it in a nice place with some flowers to go around it. Okay, I don't want it right to the edge. Maybe down a little bit. Just there. Just love the font on these. The way that they have worked with a nice straight image and a full image just look gorgeous together. It looks very dark, but there is actually Night of Navy there. Okay, now the next thing I was going to do, I have here my polished pink ink pad and just a little piece of sponge. I do use my sponge daubers quite a lot, but they are what I call a heavier ink. I want this to be a fluffy edge. So if I show you on here, take that one out of the way. If I have just a piece of sponge and go down at right angles, you can like fluff the edges like so. You will have probably, if you watch me regularly, you'll probably have seen me do that a lot. And it's got a nice fluffy edge without being, it's not just a straight inked edge. So that's what I wanted to do with this. So it joins the paper with a little tiny bit of fluff around the edge. Okay. The makeup sponges don't quite do the same thing. This is a very juicy ink pad, by the way. Very dark, very juicy. Just, oh, that's just slipped. Hopefully that'll be where my flowers are going. Really juicy. Okay, just a soft little flutter just around the edges. Just takes that edge away from being so bright white. Okay. That's it. So I'll take those. So I'm going to make sure my greeting is going to cover that. So the next I'm going to bring this back and attach these two together. So those two are going to go together like that, and we are just leaving a tiny little border. So this is the minutest little bit of glue. I'll take my Tombow. I'm just going to drizzle this literally right around the edge. Just a tiniest bit, just dot it really, not even all solid. Because it just doesn't need much at all. And my tweezers, as always. Okay. And that can be placed just so there's that little piece of that pink paper coming out the sides. Okay, like so. And that can come, it's got to be mounted on foam pads, dimensionals. I have some from the other night. Seems awfully quiet on here tonight. Is there a new series on the television? Or has everybody forgotten to put their clocks backwards? We caught our guest out today because she said, what's happened to the clock? Was the wrong time. Not today, yet last night, because David moved the clocks on early. I hope that's not bad luck. We have a big one really high up in the room here, and we have to get the big ladder out from outside to do it. So we did this one, and he went round and did the kitchen as well, and the electronic clocks that don't automatically convert. Okay, so that's going to come into the middle. Okay, don't worry about that little smudge, because we're going to place this on here somewhere across the corner. Kind of like it that side. Okay. And of course we'll add some gems in here. Just working out which way I want to put that. I think actually that works nicely, just bang in the middle. I'm not really a keep it central girl. A couple of little dimensionals on the bottom edge here. Okay, the smaller ones, the mini ones. You love the dark pink. It's beautiful, isn't it? So just work out which way this is going to go. Put that one there. So it's going to come along the three along the bottom here. So turn it over and it's going to need 3 little tiny minis because these are where it's hanging off the edge of the oval. There. And then we'll put Tombow on the middle of the other piece. It's a bit sad that this was my first play today to actually try and just have a go, cut some pieces and get my head around it. So there will be lots with this, I can guarantee you. Beautiful. It is, absolutely. But I do love it with note cards, you see. When you get small detailed like this, I just want to have that. Missing the D coming down there and the G coming in there. They just fit perfectly. And then the dimensionals under here are just butting up to keep it all nice and level. Okay, so that looks, still got white space on there. I've taken some of the whiteness with the sponge, but then of course we have gems. We need to find some gems. Gold wouldn't have looked right on here anyway. Oops, put here, these are all sliding around. I think I have my silver, well, my rhinestones. No, not that. I had these out at the weekend. There we go. So these ones. Now, these are the clear ones. Of course, I don't know if I've got the polished pink. Let me just grab. You have a vote. I'm going to get the 2 alcohol markers. Just have a vote as to whether you would like to see the navy gems or the pink gems. Okay, and I'll just grab the markers. The dark pens to colour the gems. I'm just looking as to which was going to be nicest. These aren't navy, these are the Starry Sky that I was using at the weekend. Let's colour a few and see what we look like, shall we? You want navy. First one up is navy. Okie doke. I think the navy might actually show, well, I don't know. Because it's small, I'm just going to colour 3 of each and let you choose. So I'm just taking the nibs of the alcohol markers over the top of the gem, and I like to just go around the side gently with the stem there. So ignore those ones. We have, that's the navy, and that's the pink. Okay, I don't really like to mix them, that's not my style. Carol, as you're the one up there with the navy, I think we're going to go with your navy. Okay, there will be others. We have got pink round here, so I suppose that's going to lighten that nicely. I'll put one there, and maybe the other one over here. What usually happens is as soon as I start putting them on, somebody else will come and say the opposite. So just take that one down there, poke that on there. I'm just going to lift one off. Clear. Oh, Susie. I only gave you 2 choices. I didn't give you 3. But just out of interest, because we've got some time, I'm going to take a clear one and show you what a clear one would have looked like. Okay, that is quite nice. And then I'm going to take a pink one and show you what a pink one would have looked like. See the pink, there's quite a lot of pink on there. I think the navy ones, Carol, I do like your choice, I think. The navy kind of like brings the navy back up, doesn't it? Okie doke. So that's my card today. I have just got a tiny little piece of an edge there. So that is going to be trimmed off on a guillotine, not on my Stampin' Up trimmer. I will just take that edge off. It needs to go in a big trimmer, so I can just take that tiny little edge off. Can you see that? It's just annoying me. Okay. Navy but look good too. Hi Joy, nice to see you. Have we recovered from Friday? I don't know. Yay, it does look really sweet, doesn't it? Those papers, considering I only cut a very small proportion of them, okay, and I have all these images here to fussy cut, These are something I do in front of the telly. So you literally just fussy cut all of these images. Even the leaves. The leaves can get fussy cut and just tuck behind. You can play. Nothing will get wasted. Look at these, just all different. And even these pieces, I urge you, please do not throw away your edges. When you get a part of an image like these, you've got a big image there and you don't throw it all away just for this straight edge, or yeah, around here, that straight edge. Because if you do a card that has a straight edge on it, let me just trim that off. That's going to come through there like so and round. So once this has been fussy cut, that straight edge on a card could come off the edge there. Okay, and on lovely cards, and on my next order, yes, absolutely. And I have to try everything with note cards because I just love them. But yeah, the straight edges, you can always have things coming off the edge of a card. And I have got another technique. It might be one I put out on video instead of a live. It depends on my time really, how it fits in. But I've got a really nice tip with pieces. You needed a nap this afternoon. It was a big weekend. For those of you who are customers of mine or my team members, if you haven't seen Friday's live productions, presentations, then you really need to get over there. I'm going to leave you with my card. I will take a photo of that once the edge is trimmed and pop that on the page today. Oops, so Daisy, take that off and bring you back. So I want to just remind you the fitting florets set that I showed you on the flyer here. It's actually going on pre-order at the beginning of November, so in the next few days. It says 1st of November to the 4th of January. The bundle is going to be available, okay, without all the extras on. So if you like that bundle and you can't wait and you really want to get it at a discount, you can actually, if you join my team, it is actually on the starter kit. You can actually pop this bundle, the whole collection, in your starter kit and actually save money, because you get, the last day is tomorrow, £154 of product for just £99. Okay, no postage and packing. Even you don't have to be a demonstrator like me, a busy business demonstrator. You can just do it and enjoy the discounts, okay, for yourself. But it's a really good bundle. If not, it's going to come on the 1st of November. It switches over to the customers and you can order it from Stampin Up or through myself. Okay, so that's that one. So we've mentioned the starter kit, and there was something else I was going to say and I can't remember. Oh yes, about Friday. So we have started a new group, a customer facing group, and the first one was on Friday. So you should have had an invite from myself. If you haven't, then if you're one of my customers or one of my team, then you need to just check your notifications and see if you've got an invitation to the Global Inspiration Stamp team. Okay, we had lots of fun, and the videos are, the presentations, sorry, the lives are there for you to watch on replay. So please go take a look. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just get in touch with me, and I will put you straight and get you on the path to watching all those videos. Okay, so that's all from me for now. Where are we? We are Sunday, aren't we? Wednesday's going to be an extremely busy day here for me. I'm double booked. I'm doing 2 different classes in 2 different places the same day. And I don't know what time the second one's going to finish because it's starting later. And I will be seeing you at 9 o'clock. So I will be well prepared and have something nice to show you. Also with this suite, I will be using this suite on Wednesday. Okay, something totally different. Okay. Oh, thanks ever so much. Love the card. Those papers do all the work. Stampin' Up has a fantastic design team, and their coordination is just absolutely out of this world. Yeah, and we're all pleased to use the products with it. Okay, so take care and see you soon.